Hello, everyone. Again, welcome to Southwest Music Live. My name is Marlon Jones, and I just want to do a short stream just to tell you about a couple of the events that are going to be coming up in the month of March. The first thing I want to talk about is Encore. Encore is coming up really quick, and I know some officers still haven't registered their core for the categories that they'll be performing in and presenting in. And just remember, Encore is going to be March 14, 2020, this year, obviously. And it's going to be between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Mesa Citadel Core. So please, I'm urging you, as soon as you know what you're going to be doing, just send the registration in. Again, the registration could be located on our website. You can see it right there. It's swmusicandarts.org. So please, as soon as you know what you're doing, send it in. I know that the deadline is on the 9th of March, but as long as you know what you're doing, and I know you guys have been practicing really hard, just send it in and we should be good to go. The other thing that's going to be happening in the month of March is our territorial event, which is the Territorial Worship Arts Retreat. And the theme for that actually is Sole Deo Gloria. I hope I said it right. And if I didn't, please forgive me. So this is going to be on March 20th to the 22nd. Right after Encore and the weekend after Encore, and it's going to be at Redwood Glen Camp and Conference Center. So to tell us a little bit more about the Worship Arts Retreat, we have Matt Woods from THQ, and he's going to be coming in, I think, on that side. So here we go. Hi, Matt. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Andy?
Not too bad, not too bad. What I'm going to do is, I had your name, now your name is under my name. So let me do this and switch it around a little bit. Here we go. Now it's right. So Matt Woods, he is the music education specialist. What does that mean, actually?
Well, it means a lot of things. It depends. I think it's just one of those things, whatever Neil needs me to do, really. So that's, but with a focus of, different music education things. So helping out at different camps, advising if people ever got questions they want answering. And we're always here. There's Derek, Neil, and myself in the office, and we're always willing to help anyone. So if you need to reach out, let us know.
Awesome. So Matt, just tell us a little bit about the Worship Arts Retreat that's going to be happening in a few weeks. It's coming up really quick.
So you might think, Sole Deo Gloria, what does that really mean? Well, it's actually Latin, so it's pretty old. But it actually means glory to God alone. So, or to God alone be the glory. And it's been used over many years by different artists, composers, and they kind of have signed on the bottom of their work, or on the like Bach, for instance, would write SDG at the bottom of his compositions, just recognizing that even though he has lots of skill, it was to God be the glory. And I feel like as artists, and a lot of us who are artists are performers, musicians who are out in front of people, dancers, you're out in front of people, people that do drama, you're out in front of people performing. Sometimes it's easy to get into that trap of receiving the glory for yourself and not recognizing where your gift has come from in the first place. So it's just kind of that thought of, we need to make sure that we are giving the glory to Christ. It is Him that's given us these gifts, and we need to give them back as worship to Him, and let Him do what He will do with them. So that's kind of the general idea of the theme. Our Bible verse that we've kind of taken as our theme verse for the weekend is this. It says this. It's from 2 Corinthians 4, 5 through 6. And it's the first bit that's the real key, but the whole thing is obviously very good too. And it says, "For what we proclaim is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, with ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ." So that's kind of our theme for the weekend.
All right. Just as we're talking, since this is going live to Facebook, if you have any questions, people who are watching, just send us put a comment in the chat, and I'll read it out to Matt if you need some questions answered. So, what could we expect at Worship Arts Retreat this year?
Well, this year we have an excellent faculty. We have every year, but this year I really feel like we've got some real top-class people coming to help teach people. So, if you've never been before, everyone picks a stream or a track that they follow through, just like probably you do for music. People have done in the past for music camp or WMI or those kind of things, where you pick a stream that you're focusing on. So we have main sessions, main worship sessions, and our main preacher for the weekend is Captain Justin Doherty. He's a very creative preacher, and I think you'll enjoy hearing him preach. I like to call him the Cockney Captain because he's from the East End of London originally. So if you like accents, he'll be preaching in an accent the whole weekend. So that's exciting for some of you, I'm sure. But what the different tracks are this. So we've got a writing workshop. It's called Writing Right, and that's with one of our own officers, but now works at NHQ, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Foley. So he's going to be talking about mainly writing for publication. What are some things that, if you're writing an article for even your core newsletter, or you're writing something to go in the local press, something that's going to be written to go in maybe like the New Frontier Chronicle here in the Western Territory, or even some of the bigger, something like the War Cry, or you're interested in that kind of stuff. He's going to be talking about some of the fundamentals of making sure you get a good story down on how to capture that or write a report, things like that. So his workshop's called Writing Right. Then Josh and a few of his THQ friends from the multimedia department are going to come and do the visuals. So how do you use a Pro Presenter, or maybe you are more familiar with Media Shout, those kind of things, or PowerPoint even, or if you've got a Mac, what's it called on a Mac, Andy?
Oh, it's the Pro Presenter.
Pro Presenter, yeah. So there's presentation software. So how do you best do that? What's best practices? I know in the Southwest you're very lucky that you've got Andy, so you've seen how good that stuff can look. But at a core level, sometimes we struggle, and we even get the ratios wrong on the screen. It doesn't fill the whole way, or the colors just don't work. So some fundamentals there, and also for those of you that may be a bit more advanced, get some more advanced tips. So to bring your computer if you can, and bring what software you use, and maybe even bring a Sunday service that you've recently done, and you can maybe rework that, just so you can kind of get a practical hands-on tips there. We have a sound workshop going on as well. We had an incident. Originally it was going to be Bernie Dake, but he's got some family problems, health problems, so we need to get a replacement for Bernie. But that's going to be hands-on as well. So that's going to be, how do you set up a sound system? What are some of the things that you can do to eliminate feedback, things like that. So just general tips, choosing the right equipment, even things like that. So maybe you need to go a bit deeper into that, and we'll be able to help you with that as well. Then for our praise and worship, which is probably normally our biggest stream for the weekend, we've got Simon Goff. Now Simon works for the THQ Music Department in Canada. He's their praise and worship guy up there, but he's originally from Australia. I think he's been in Canada for about 4 or 5 years, maybe a bit longer, but he's coming to teach that stream. They've got a really cool curriculum that he'll be bringing with him from Canada, and I think it's going to be things like how do you rehearse, you've got something, how do you plan for a worship service, how do you make sure that you fit in with what you do, how do you try and get to the next level. And I think it's going to even talking about making sure you're working with your sound man and stuff like that. So Simon's a great guy. I just want to say all this information is on our Facebook page. So if you go onto the Western THQ West music page on the Facebook, you'll see there's a lot more information I'm giving you right now that you can look in, and it has like the outlines of what they're going to be doing in their classes and stuff, so you can really see what's going to be happening.
Cool.
Kellen Thornburg, who came last year, is going to be our dance instructor. Kellen is currently studying for her master's at Tisch School of the Arts in New York, which is a very prestigious school. and we're fortunate to have her come back again. She did an excellent job last year, and we're excited that she's able to come back. So, dancers, please come. You'll definitely learn something about how you can implement a better program at your core. Maybe you're looking to start a dance program, or maybe you just need some help with some tips working with your Encore dancers. How can you get them to the next level? Tying it in, especially from what you're doing. Maybe it doesn't go so well this year, or you're struggling with little bits because you're not quite at the level of a dancer you want to be. Come along, learn from Kellen. She'd be happy to help you, and we'll take you to the next level. Those of you that have been to WMI over the past 5 or 6 years, maybe even 7 years, you will remember Jeremiah and Vanessa Gamble, Theatre for the Thirsty folks. Jeremiah is coming to lead the drama track. He's excellent. He's an excellent dramatist, and I think you really will learn a lot from him. And he's actually bringing his son Obadiah, who's going to be helping him out on a performance one night. Obadiah is a great young man. And he's a lot of fun to be around too. So that's drama with Jeremiah Gamble. And if you're into drama, you will learn a lot from this man. So come along. I'm sure you can YouTube him as well, and see what he's been up to. But they're excellent. Any of you that have been to WMI will remember their performances. They came over this past summer, and once again they were excellent. So yeah, get along, be a part of that. And then we're introducing back into the program as well an art. So this is very much a hands-on creating an art piece. And Major Rhonda Gilger's coming to lead this. She's led it in the past, and she's excellent with this stuff. So I would suggest that any of you that are kind of into crafting and that kind of stuff, how can you take those skills that you enjoy to do, maybe it's just a hobby, and make them edifying to the church as a whole? And I know she's going to be talking about art as therapy as well, as kind of helping with depression and things like that, as how you can kind of use art to kind of as therapy. So that you could learn a lot from that as well. I know it's a fair drive from Arizona to Redwood Glen, but there's a lot to make it worth your while. And I know flights can be quite reasonable, and if you check it out now, I mean, I know we're in LA, but I think we got our round trip ticket for like $130, so it's not too bad.
I have a question about that, actually, Matt. So when is the deadline for registration?
Well, we are very flexible, as normal. Like all good Salvation Army events, will pretty much take the registration all the way up to, but I mean, ideally, like the week before. So I can't remember what day that is before.
And to register, the website, you can see it right there, is events.usawest.org. Click on that. I think it's the first event that comes up when you go to that website.
Yeah, it'll be the first one. Yeah.
And the registration fee is $175.
Yeah. So that includes your lodging, all your food. So when you look at it and think, oh, that sounds expensive, when you kind of break it down like that, it's not that bad. You're getting 6 meals all catered for, and the food at Redwood Glen is pretty good. It's not like some food at some camps I've been at. So it's pretty good. And if you need to drive, a van of 5 people or something is not too bad, or even you fly if you're kind of. But it'll be worth your while. I think it'll be a good investment that when you go back to your core, you feel like you've learned something, you've got a new skill that you can take back. And hopefully the idea is that you can then pass that gift on to someone else as well. You can then teach that knowledge to someone else too. So it kind of spreads and kind of gets around everywhere.
So for the folks that are traveling, especially like from out of the area, because Redwood Glen is in the Golden State Division.
Yeah.
And are you guys going to be providing transportation from the airport?
Yeah, the bus leaving from San Jose Airport at 4:00.
Okay.
So when you're going through your registration, you just say that you want to get that bus. There is a minimal fee for that because in the past we've ordered the bus and no one's used it. So we've ordered. It's not very expensive. Definitely cheaper than Uber.
Oh yes.
So, but yeah, just go on there and you say, yes, I need transport, and take you. I think it's 4 p.m. So if you're flying in, then just make sure you're there in time that you can catch the bus.
Now, if you're flying out, what time should you, put your flight for if you're going to take the bus back? I would
say it's probably a safe time would be 3, anytime after 3 p.m.
Because the last meeting is in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
So we have lunch. So for instance, The bus is leaving is departing from camp at 1 o'clock. Lunch is at noon. Bus is leaving at 1. So 3 o'clock you can probably make it work, especially if you're not checking bags. But we might want to say 3-4 o'clock, somewhere around there. It'd be safe.
Okay.
San Jose Airport's an easy airport as well. It's not like a big one, and it's I think it's a Southwest hub as well, so it's good for you guys.
Yeah. So Matt, I think that's it. Unless there is any other thing. I know that I asked you to talk about the Worship Arts Retreat, but if there's any other events that we should know about, or any other thing that we should know about that's coming up that we can get involved with.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you already speaking about Encore. I mean, that's a great thing, and we're really seeing that spread across the territory. I mean, we're getting so many people involved across the territory throughout the year, from our farthest flung places. So that's really exciting for us to see young people, aiming for something. But just remember, it's not about the competition. Encore is designed that it's going to help you get music programs going in your core. But the idea is that it doesn't just start and stop with Encore at commissioning if you get to that point. It's a year-round thing. We want kids to be going from 1 year beginner band, then in a couple of years they're in the kind of the junior band category. They're getting better. Same with singing companies. Keep them going. These are great things that you can have, and keep kids plugged in at your core. Dance, timbrels, ribbons, whatever you need to do. But just keep. So thanks for plugging that as well at the beginning there, Andy.
No
it's
problem.
pretty exciting, and I had a great time when I came over to the Southwest last year and see all your lovely young people getting involved and having a good time. It's good. So
and this year we actually have Neil. Neil's coming over.
Great.
And so again, Southwest Encore is on March 14th at Mesa Citadel. Again, if you're planning on going to the Worship Arts Retreat, register now. Again, the website is down here, events.usawest.org. I think that is it, Matt. If any questions, they can contact you, or they can just go on the website, and the information is there anyway.
Yeah, and if they go on, if they go on Facebook, they can message us or whatever's easiest for them. But yeah, send us an email, send us a whatever, and we'll try and help you as much as we can. Just want to know there is free time as well. Got all these things on, but like on the Saturday. There's some time to go into, maybe you want to go into Santa Cruz for a little bit. There's a great ice cream place there, and it's good. It's a nice spot. Camp Redwood Glen is, if you've not been there, it's a really nice, beautiful location. So it's a good place to come for the weekend.
Awesome. So with that, we're gonna wrap up. Thanks, Matt, again for helping us out, and I'm gonna be there. So. It's going to be fun. There's going to be good worship too. So I really look forward to that. And if you're planning on going, again, just register as soon as possible, because just like Encore, it's good for them to know who's going to be there.
Absolutely.
All right.
And we want to prepare our best for you.
There you go. And actually, I always say this: it's easier to take someone off than to add someone at the last minute. So if you really need to talk to your core officers. If you're watching this and you're a delegate, or you want to be a delegate, talk to your core officers, because a lot of times, and I know this, and Matt may know this too, is that a lot of times the core officers don't give the information to the young people, and it is not only for young people. So what is the age range? I know I didn't ask you.
Officially, it's 18 and up.
All right.
So officially. Now, if you have a minor, if you want a minor to come, that's fine. I mean, we're not looking at, like 12-year-olds. If you've got like a 16, 17-year-old that plays in your praise team every week and you feel could benefit from coming to something like this, bring them along, but they need to be supervised by someone from your core or someone else with you and traveling in your group that is PTM certified and all that kind of good stuff. So yes, officially it's 18 and up, and we've had people that are really up.
Oh, I know.
So it's not just all young people or young adults. It's definitely the whole multi-generational thing, which I think is a wonderful thing about the arts. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are, you can be involved. But if you want to bring a minor, just let us know and make sure that person has got someone who is willing to be their guardian for the weekend. Yeah.
Okay. That's it, Matt. I think we are going to be closing out. But if anything, I'll put the website down there for registration, events.usawest.org, and hopefully we'll have a good delegation from the Southwest Division. And actually, I hope all divisions put together a good delegation so we can learn some more. So, Matt, that's it. I'm going to close off, and if you need anything else or need any information for Encore, just let me know. So thank you very much, and I'll see you maybe next week with another video.